Hey, what's up everybody? This is Neil, aka Grimcity, and I've got a whole bunch of things to cover, and I'm gonna warn you in advance, this is a talking video, and if you know this channel, you know I tend to ramble, so I apologize in advance. Here we go. Okay, first of all, I apologize for all the background noise. You're gonna hear dogs barking, probably drums beating. Right now I hear sirens, and I really hope everybody's okay. The first thing that I wanted to do was announce basically a partnership, a collaboration that I've been fortunate enough to be engaged with, and that is with Flat Fitty. Flatfitty.com is their website, and they make really badass hats. That's what they do. I just finished the design of a hat that I've been working on it for the past couple of months, and finished the design, and it's right now at this moment, it's in its first stages of production. It's going to be a very, 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 very limited edition hat, but I'm going to try to figure out, once I get the logistics figured out, I'm going to figure out a way to maybe get someone to win a hat or something through the channel or something. I don't even know yet, but I'm really hyped on it. I'm really stoked on the design. I can't wait till I have the hat, and probably, you know, after it goes into production and once it comes my way, you'll probably be seeing me rocking Flat Fitty hats like all the time, because they've really been really supportive and they're really cool. I suggest you check out their site if you own a company, especially a company that does any kind of branding and you know, clothing or apparel or whatever. Check out their hats, because they can do anything, and it's hard to explain. They've taken hats and they've turned them into art, and I mean every single detail down to the very final stitch, to the fabrics. It's insane. It's insane. Now, I'm not making any money off of this thing. I'm basically what you'd call like a swagger. I'm gonna be representing, you know, their headwear gladly, because I think they make a really just kick-ass product. And I can also say that I approached them, and first of all, I just approached them complimenting on the stuff that they do. And I grew up where if a product really impressed you or a product really pissed you off, I grew up as a letter writer, you know, as a busybody. Well, hey, this is cool and this is not, and then I'd send letters off to these people, and, you know, random companies or whatever. And Flat Fitty was one of those companies that I approached, and I was just like, wow, the stuff that you guys are doing it's amazing. I've never seen, you know, anything like it before. So I'm really hyped on that. Now we're gonna get on to some summaries that a lot of you have been waiting on, and we're gonna do that right now. Now, the first thing that I'm going to say is that I have gotten more inquiries from all of you guys about my opinion on the Khiro Bushings and the bitch bushings than probably any other thing. Even the thief trucks. Like, I've had more people hit me up and be like, what do you think of these bushings? And I got nothing but good news. Actually, I've got a lot of good news from the past products that I've been skating. Now, right here we have a mix. I've got on the top there, you're gonna see Khiro bushing, and on the bottom you're gonna see one of the bitch bushings. And as we went over in the setup of all of these things, the only real difference is that the Khiro bushings have got the metal washer actually permanently attached to the bushing itself. The bench bushings, same thing, same shape, same size, but they don't have that washer. And I'll say over here, you're gonna notice that there's two red ones, and then back here I mixed it up a little bit, and I've got a red and a yellow. Now, what this means, the red and the yellow and all of the colors that they make, they all correspond to a particular durometer, just like wheels. They correspond to a particular hardness or softness. Now, the yellow and the red, both of these are more on the softer side, but the thing that really I like about the bushings, for one, They're not splitting. They're in great shape. I'm using the bitch bushings on the bottoms here, as you can tell, and you can see some warpage right there, but that's to be expected. They're kind of warping to fit the base plate right there, and that's perfectly fine. They feel great. Now the quality of the bushings themselves, fantastic. The thing that I love about these, as opposed to some other brands of bushings, is that you have so many choices. If you go to KhiroSkateboardProducts.com, you can see that they've got every single hardness and softness you can possibly imagine. And like I did with the back truck here, you can get, I mean, they're so cheap. I mean, at our shop, I think they cost, like, you can get a pack of bushings where it'll contain a top and a bottom for roughly $2. So you can buy like a few of these and mix and match and see what your flavor is. Now, I anticipate one question, and that's going to be, well, how do they compare to Bones bushings? And I can say they're different. You know, they're a completely different thing. With the Bones bushings are excellent. They're super good. I've ridden tons of them. But the thing is that with the Bones bushings, you're kind of limited into if you're real finicky, or if you really want to customize the turn that your board has, then I would say go for some of these things, try them out. It's cheap enough, and just see what you like. If you're someone that rides really tight trucks, which I'm not really into, but I know some of you guys are, then go for a harder bushing. And if you're more of a loosey-goosey and you want to carve around and stuff like that, go for something softer. And you're going to see, when you see the selection that they have, you're going to see that there's just like so many different durometers of the bushings that it's just wicked. It's amazing. And I'll also note that a lot of the guys that represent the Khiro brand in bushings are people that do speed racing, the downhills and stuff like that. And these other guys are going like 40 and 50 miles an hour and faster than that. And those are people that are really into their gear, because if their gear messes up, then that means they're probably going to get really hurt. You know what I'm saying? One thing that I will mention is that with these are like, these trucks are Indy Costins. Love the trucks. Both bushings fit fine, excellent. But I will say that with Indy lows, and that's what these are, some Indy lows, only the bottom bushing will fit stock. The bottom bushing will fit fine. The top bushing is actually the stock bushing from this Indy. I could have gone in and trimmed the bushing, but kind of honestly, too much work. I didn't really feel like it, so I just kind of stuck with the bottom one. And I skated these trucks, and I've skated these trucks over, maybe 3 boards, I think, altogether. 2 on the Costins, and I've ridden 1 board with these, and I've got nothing but good word to say about the bushings. They do the job, they turn, and I'm going to thank Chris Sharman again. I owe him a shirt, by the way, and I'm going to hook you up with that, Chris. Found it. And so yeah, I highly recommend the Khiro bushings just because of the customizability. I mean, you can just mix them up and make them exactly the way you want them, and really, what more could you want? So if you're really into how you turn, you're really into the specifics and things like that, if you're just a nerd, if you're a complete and total geek about, you know, every little part of your skateboard, well, the Khiro bushings are going to allow you and enable you to really geek out on your setup, because now you've got ultimate customization options for your trucks. So on to the next thing. Hold on one sec. Okay, the next thing is the Scoff Skateboarding Skatelaces. These are the Ruben Najera Pro Model Skatelaces that I had mentioned in a preview review, and I've been skating in them for, actually, I skated through two pairs of shoes. I want you to see this. This is just mind-blowing to me. For one, let me just say, I never ever in my life thought I would ever be impressed with a pair of shoelaces, much less be completely stoked over a pair of shoelaces. It's just, to me, I mean, shoelaces are just one of those things that you always have a bunch of because they always snap and, you know, you keep relacing. These things are just wicked. I blew out the initial pair of shoes that I set these up on. Those were the America Francis, and then I also had some Lakai Guy Marianos, and I put them up on I laced them up on those, blew both pairs of those shoes out. I mean, the soles and the sides, they exploded. And anyway, the amount of damage that incurred on these laces is this. This is the untreated part of the lace. I don't know how I was able to get them scratched up that high up the lace, because I usually tuck. I'm weird. I lace up my shoes and I like to tuck the bow inside the shoe. I just don't like things flopping around. But look, I mean, I'm stretching this thing. There's some elasticity to this part of it. They're perfectly fine. I mean, I'm pulling the hell out of this right now, and they're not going anywhere. And that's just the untreated part. This part, the whole rest of the part, you can kind of see where they're cinched from where I laced them up. That's not damage. This is where they cinched up. This part of the lace, these are mint. I mean, maybe there's the occasional little abrasion, but I'm talking about 2 pairs of shoes and a whole lot of skating. A whole lot of skating. Check these out, and not just these, because these aren't the only kind of laces they make. These are a little bit fatter, oval laces, but they also make flat laces that are treated with the diamond application process, which is, I really don't understand all of it, but it's just treated. They saturate the material and treat these things and make them near indestructible. And I can't wait till, well, the shoes that I'm wearing right now, they're a little bit too high for me to lace these up all the way, but the next pair of mids that I get, I'm gonna be using these same laces because they're just that good, and I really like them a lot. Highly, highly, highly recommend them. And again, I can't believe I'm sitting here saying, wow, man, these are some badass shoelaces. That's like saying, well, what a kick-ass glass of water. You know what I'm saying? But I recommend the Khiros, and I recommend these Scoff Skateboarding Skatelaces. I can't say enough about them, and I've probably already said too much. I'm geeking out on shoelaces. And now that YouTube has allowed us to have videos for 15 minutes, I could easily geek out and just keep rambling on and about how stoked I am on these things. So anyway, they're really neat. Check them out. Again, this is another product that is not going to bust the bank, and I forget exactly how much they cost, but they're shoelaces, you know. I mean, you're not going to be getting broke because of these. But now we've done a summary. The Khiro Bushings Scoff Skatelaces, awesome, just awesome, and love everything about them. Now, at this point, we're going to do a preview review over some products that we're going to be going over really soon. And here we go in 1 sec. And I think there might be squirrels with rabies chasing each other, giving other squirrels rabies.